guys. Today I'm interviewing Rob Cunningham, bare knuckle fighter with 1 win, 2 defeats, and his win was a great knockout last time out. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. You good?
Yes, mate.
Good, mate.
So should we talk about, firstly, your debut fight?
Yeah, so my background's actually mixed martial arts. I'm a pro MMA fighter. During lockdown, I fought for a different organisation. I felt like at the time boxing was probably the weakest part of my game in MMA. So I thought, why not throw myself into a bare knuckle fight? Instead of a boxing fight, I thought we'll go all out and we'll fight bare knuckle. I'd always sort of had an idea in my head that I wanted to do it and give it a try, because it was an emerging sport, and so for a different organisation, there wasn't many shows going on during lockdown. I managed to get a fight, and it was actually against a guy called Dan Podmore. Now he's currently a 2-weight world champion, I think, with the organisation he's with. So he's cruiserweight world champion, heavyweight world champion. I fought him actually in my debut for the British title, which was a massive step up for a debut. It was like, it was a big fight. Dan's one of the best, if not the best, heavyweight, cruiserweight in the country. So it was good experience. I went 4 rounds and I got stopped via cuts on the right eye. Dan was winning the fight, but I held in there with him, mate. I was doing all right considering it was the first ever time I'd done it.
Did you sell many tickets? Are you a good ticket seller?
Well, I live just outside Liverpool. I'm in the north. Well, I'm in North Wales on the border, I live close to Chester. So when I fight local to myself, I sell quite a lot of tickets. Yeah, with the fights down London, it's a bit harder for people to get there from where I am. And obviously, I'm quite new to the sport, so I'm in the process of building myself up. So I'm hoping the more fights I have, the more wins I get. That'll build up for me.
Yeah. So what about your second fight?
So again, my second fight was for a different organisation. I fought a guy called Carl Hobley. My original opponent dropped out. I think it was 6 days before the fight. Carl took the fight. Now, again, it was thrown in at the deep end. Carl's now been cruiserweight world champion, and he's just won the British heavyweight title, the belt I fought for. So the caliber of opponents I fought in the first 2 fights, considering I'd never really trained boxing and fought in boxing or anything, we're top of the pile. So that went to points, and I lost that one in a decision. But
did you think that you did enough to win?
It was really scrappy. If you looked at both our faces, he had a lot more damage on his face than me. But he probably deserved to win, mate. To be honest, he landed cleaner shots. I felt like I fought quite terribly in that fight. It was probably the worst performance I've put in. But we went the distance. I think it was 3 rounds we went, so it was good to get the rounds in. I then went away and went back to pro mixed martial arts. And turned professional in MMA. I won my first MMA fight via first round TKO. So
who were you fighting in your debut in MMA?
I forget the lad's name. It was another behind closed doors show up in Huddersfield. I forget the guy's name. My second one was in South Africa, which I lost that one, unfortunately. That was
Did you get stopped?
In the MMA one?
Yeah.
I did, mate, yeah. I got stopped in the second MMA one, so I'm currently 1-1 pro MMA. But I've decided to walk away from the mixed martial arts now and concentrate on the bare knuckle, because I've signed with BKFC. So obviously...
Are you a better bare knuckle fighter than you are like MMA?
I'd say so, mate, yeah. I enjoy it more, and I've sort of found a home in the sport now, and I feel like that's the way for me to go.
Yeah. And now we'll talk about your fight. Was it against Brett May, wasn't it?
That's it, mate. Yeah, on the big London debut card for bare knuckle fighting championships
Yeah.
in
I
Wembley Arena.
watched
Yeah,
that fight. It was a great fight, and yeah,
thank you, mate.
I was I was jumping up and down when you stopped him. So happy.
Yeah, so Brett was claims to be 20-0 in boxing, and he was 2-0 in bare knuckle. So it was, if you take his credentials, it was a hard fight. But I felt like he tired quite quickly. He had one sort of game plan, and that was to try and knock me out in the first 50 seconds. It didn't work. He tired quite quickly, which we knew he would. I've got pretty good cardio for the heavyweight, so I could have gone 10 rounds if needed, mate. He tired pretty quick. As soon as he started tiring, he kept holding. So then I had to do. It was awkward for me because I had to work a lot in the clinch. So that suits me, obviously, because I'm from mixed martial arts. So I was landing quite a lot of body shots. I landed a couple of sweet uppercuts. One was right on the buzzer, and I feel like he said he went back to the stool and said he couldn't see. But my honest opinion is he gave up, mate. He didn't want to be in there.
Oh yeah, because he quit on the still.
Yeah, so he went to come back out for round three. As we were about to start, yes, he said to the referee he had some sort of problem, and then he went over to the doctor and said his vision was blurred or he couldn't focus. We were told backstage, if you do say that to us, we call the fight off straight away. If you tell us you can't see, the fight gets stopped, for health and safety reasons, obviously. So, but I feel like I started landing shots on him, mate, and I feel like once I started landing these clean shots, I don't think he wanted to know. I think he felt like he was caught in the headlights a bit. If he'd have come back out for that third round, I would have stopped him in
You
round
would
three
have
anyway, mate.
knocked him
Yeah,
out badly, mate.
yeah, it was coming, mate. That's what the corner said to me. They said if he comes out for this third round, you're going to stop him. So it
And
was
how many
going
rounds was
one way.
there? How many rounds was there?
There was going to be five, mate. So he had
Yeah,
another
you were getting him
three
out
rounds.
there. You getting
Yeah,
him out there.
I agree, mate. Yeah, it wouldn't have gone the distance, mate.
Yeah. But and then after your fight, did you get to watch the rest of the show?
Yeah, so it was hectic, mate. So we had to go back to the medical team straight away. You get checked. The health and safety and the medical checks with BKFC are unbelievable. So there was doctors backstage, and we were checked thoroughly straight away. We did concussion tests and all sorts. So once that was out of the way, I got myself ready. Then I had to go straight into some interviews with the press. I think I did three, one after the other. So it was quite busy, mate. With there being a lot of press there for the scale of the event. So after that, I managed to catch the majority of the fights and watching them live. We were pretty much ringside as well, so it was nice.
What fights did you watch? Did you get to watch James Lilly v Tyler Goodjohn?
Yeah, that was amazing, mate. James Lilly and Tyler Goodjohn are two of the best fighters in the country, and the fight they put on was unbelievable. James Lilly and Tyler, I know both of them, and the level of them two guys is it's top of the pile, mate. And
when it went,
they had an absolute war.
When it went to decision, do you agree with the decision? Because I do.
Yeah, it was a close fight, but I think Lilly showed.
Made Tyler miss quite a bit.
Yeah, and he was bloodied up, Tyler. So Tyler showed a lot of heart, mate. He's a tough boy. So is Lilly. Like I said, it went to a decision, but I feel like Lilly just edged it. Yeah, I think it was the right choice. Yeah.
Do you think Lilly would be pushing on for world title?
I think they'll give him a title eliminator next. So they'll probably give him someone in the top 5 or top 3. If he wins that, he's in for a title shot, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he could be the world champion?
Yes, he's definitely good enough. He's definitely at that level, mate.
Yeah. Who do you want to fight next?
Next, I'm not that fussed. They're doing a show in Newcastle, I believe, at the end of the year. So I've told the matchmakers I will fight anyone they put in front of me. I'll look at anyone they offer. I wouldn't mind going to America to fight American heavyweight, or they do shows in Thailand as well.
What British
So
heavyweights are there out there? There's you, Brett May.
I'm not sure who else is signed on the roster. I was originally matched with a lad called Jack Draper, but I don't know if he's fighting with them. I know he's fighting Decker Hedgie in the old Gypsy style rules fight. That'll be a very good fight as well, mate.
But who did Brett May beat? Those two people.
I have no idea. I don't know if they were journeymen, or I haven't even seen the footage, mate. So
was Brett May easy?
I wouldn't like to say anyone I fight's easy, because you've got to have something about you to get in the ring, especially with bare knuckle.
Yeah.
I just knew what his game plan was, so we worked on it with the coaches. I knew after a minute he wouldn't have anything for me. I fought better guys than him.
Yeah. So do you think that you won every round before the stoppage?
I think the first round could have gone either way, because he was he was throwing for 50 seconds, so he might have looked more active. So it could have been, I come back at the end of the round. That could have gone either way. It could have been a draw, or it could have been Brett. I definitely won round two.
Yeah, 100%.
Without doubt. So I'd probably say the first round was quite even. Second round, I won. He reckons he won both rounds, which is nonsense. I don't know where he's got that from. Like I said, if he come out for round three, he would have got stopped anyway, mate.
Yeah. Did he say after the fight? Did you see him?
I saw him in the medical room, and he was just getting seen to by the doctors, and he didn't look great. He seemed to be struggling a little bit. I don't know if that was to do with what he was on about with his vision, or the adrenaline dump, or maybe the damage I did. I don't know. I didn't get to speak to him after it though, mate. No, just what we said in the ring.
Would he? If they phone you and they're like struggling to get you an opponent, and they say the only opponent we can get is Brett May, would you like accept the fight again?
Yeah, I'd fight him again, mate, because I know I beat him. And 7 days of the week, mate. It doesn't matter what he throws at me. I beat him there. I'm levels above him as a fighter. So
I think
if they
some
offered,
people underestimated you because he was unbeaten and you were 0-2, so they underestimated you and they saw you as the better fighter, didn't they?
I think Brett underestimated me. I think people do underestimate me because I was 0-2. But what people don't realize is both the fights that I had previously were 12 to 18 months prior to this. I also fought two of the top lads in the country who not a lot of people have fought. And since then, I've done nothing but work on things. So I've just improved massively, mate.
Yeah. Did you watch the MVP v Mike Perry fight?
I did, mate, yeah.
Who did you
watched
think
that live.
Fight?
Ooh, it was very close. I think watching it live, I thought MVP edged it when it got to the fifth round, but Mike Perry definitely won that sixth round. That they come back and done the extra round. So I'd like to see it again. I'd like him to go again because it was such a good fight and it was so even. It'd be good for him to have a rematch.
Yeah. So why was James Lilly only 5 rounds and MVP was 6 rounds?
Because it was scored as a draw. It was the main event. They don't do it often, and because they sort of give it as a majority draw, they announced the sixth round to declare a winner.
Oh, so they had to do one more round to see who
they
won.
Had to, yeah. It was like an overtime round, yeah. So it was
so there can't be a draw in bare knuckle.
There can be, but I think they wanted a straight out winner for that fight.
What? Because it was the build up was pretty good.
Yeah, because it was the big fight. It was the main event, and I think they wanted an out and out winner for it. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I agree with the decision I had. Yeah,
It was unbelievable, mate. Like when they announced it, that everyone was on the feet in the arena. It was just like, wow, I can't believe they're doing this kind of thing.
yeah. Who did you want to win that fight?
Well, I met both of them at the show, and they were both really good guys. So I wasn't really fussed, mate. I just wanted to see two of the best fighters in bare knuckle, and obviously with MMA as well, with their backgrounds in Bellator and UFC. I just wanted them to see a good fight, and that's what they delivered. Like so,
Will you ever like return to the MMA, or is that you done in MMA?
I've had a long think about that, mate. To be honest, and at the moment, I'm going to stick with the bare knuckle. I enjoy it more. I think BKFC has got a feel about it like the UFC had when it started, and I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. So there's big opportunities there. I'm very, very young for heavyweights in bare knuckle as well. I'm only 32, and a lot of these guys are touching the end of the 30s into the 40s at heavyweight. So um,
Yeah,
I feel like I could have a big future with them.
yeah, and then so you think that you could be in that title picture very soon?
I wouldn't say very soon, mate, because I'll take one fight at a time. I want to work my way up the ladder and fight as many of their top guys as I can. I've had a look at the roster and the caliber of guys in there. I've got my eye on a couple of them that I like a dream fights in that division for me. So I want to get these big fights and then
Who's the
prove
world champion at heavyweight?
It's a guy called Arnold Allen, who will be defending that belt against. I think Mickey Terrell has got a title eliminator next. So if he wins, then Terrell will fight Arnold Allen again for the belt.
Oh, and who do you think will win that fight?
I'm rooting for Mickey Terrell, mate. He's a good friend of mine. Obviously, I spent some time with him down at the show. He beat Shoemaker pretty convincingly as well. And Shoemaker's one of the top guys in the division. So, yeah, I hope Mickey does it.
But you might need to fight Mickey to get
well,
where you want to be.
I made a little joke with him at the show. I said, when you get your hands on that belt, keep hold of it, mate, and I'll meet you there.
Yeah, I would like to see you v Mickey. That would be a great fight.
Yeah, he's a lot more experienced than me, mate. But um, I've got nothing but respect for Mickey Terrell. So he's a few steps above me in the division. Well, a few steps above me in the division and the fights he's had and the background he's got. So I've got a ladder to climb first. There's other fights before that would happen.
Yeah. So you just need to keep building your record up, and then you'll, you know.
Yeah, I just want good fights against good guys and to show that I'm a good bare knuckle fighter, mate. So ideally, I'd like 3 or 4 a year. So that's how active I want to be with it. Um, I've had the one in August. I want one more by the end of this year, and then see what happens next year as well.
Wait, so you want to be 2-2 by the end of this year?
I do, mate. Yeah, definitely.
That's good, mate. That's good. That's like what we like to hear.
Definitely, mate.
Would you be wait in bare knuckle fighting? Is there no like journeyman?
Um, I, I don't think so, mate. BKFC certainly don't sign anyone like that. So they're all hard fights.
So
You're not
like
gonna come across.
everyone sells tickets.
Yeah, so you're giving tickets to sell for the shows, yeah.
Did
So
Brett May get any tickets?
yeah, he would have, mate. Yeah, he would have had tickets down there. I
When
haven't
you're
got a clue
in when
how
you're
many he
in
did.
the like in the ring, do you like hear anyone like shouting your name and stuff?
You hear your corner, so that's the most important thing. The only thing I quite heard was the referee in the corner. I heard a few of the fans shouting for me, but you sort of that zoned into the fight, it becomes a blur.
Oh, that's fair enough. But
Yeah.
did you go and meet the people who like spent their money to come and watch you fight?
I did, mate. Yeah, it was quite humbling. I've never signed so many autographs and took so many pictures with people in my life.
Hmm.
It was amazing, to be honest. But like, I was walking up to the bar to get a drink, and people were buying me drinks and stopping me, taking photos and signing tickets for them and stuff. It was amazing. Mate. It was really humbling.
See, that's what happens. The hard work pays off, and you get more fans as well.
Yeah, I've had loads of love and loads of appreciation from this one, mate. I've had people message me that I don't even know and reach out, and a lot of comments on social media pages about me. They've all been positive, so I'm really happy about it, mate. To be honest, it was amazing.
Yeah, that's good. So, have you, since you've beat Brett May, have you gained more like fans?
I think so. It seems to be that way, mate. Yeah, I've had, like I said, a lot of messages and stuff, and a lot of comments on different interviews that I've done, and um, like I was trying to catch up after the fight with different messages and comments and stuff, and it took me a couple of days to get through them all. But there was a lot of nice stuff said, which was really nice and made me feel good, mate.
Yeah. And my last question is, if anyone like wants to be a bare knuckle, like a pro bare knuckle fighter out there,
Yeah,
what advice do you have for people who want to be a bare knuckle fighter?
just work hard, keep your head down, and work hard. I mean, I'm from Scotland, mate. I'm from up in the Outer Hebrides. Now, it's literally the most derelict place in the UK. In my year in school, there was three or four people. It was a small community, and then I moved down to where I am now when I was 14. Didn't start training until I was 26, so I was late in training as well. So I just say if I can do it, anyone can. You've just got to work hard and keep believing in yourself, mate. And good things happen to good people if you persevere and just work hard. You'll achieve what you want to do. I keep pinching myself. I said this last night on an interview. Um, the fact that I fought the Wembley Arena, I have to pinch myself because it's like I'm starting to live out my dream, and anyone can do that. You just have to tell yourself that you're going to achieve your goals, whatever you want to do, whether it's fighting or yourself with your interviewing, mate. You just keep going with it, and good things happen, and big things can happen to you.
Yeah. And I want to say a massive thank you for your time, Rob, and just
No,
keep
thank you very
doing
much
what
for
you're
having me on.
doing, mate.
I appreciate for having me on your channel and taking your time to interview me, buddy. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you, mate. Keep the good work up. Bye.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for the support, mate.